Summertime Rendering is the final anime that had a major spring premiere. While the season is filled with romantic comedy shows such as Spy Family, Kaguya-sama and Komi Can't Communicate, Summertime Rendering stood out as a mystery and supernatural anime. That being said, is Summertime Rendering worth watching? If I said this wasn't similar to ReZero or Steins Gate, I would be lying. Yet, this anime feels very different and unique somehow. Maybe it is because of the setting and tone, I guess, but anyway, let's get into some more detail here. Summertime Rendering is a story about Shinpei Ajiro, a high schooler who visits his hometown, the Awajishima Island, for the first time in 2 years following the death of his childhood crush Ushio Kofune, who drowned by the beach after saving a little girl from getting swept by a violent wave. At first, Shinpei simply comes in order to put a close to the very dear chapter of his life. But the more he learns about truth surrounding the Ushio's death, the stranger everything seems to be. So he takes it upon himself to look for an answer. Talking to countless peoples, visiting various places and formulating different theories as to what happened. Several people close to Shinpei and Ushio suddenly became suspects in his mind. But much about the situation makes them hard to gauge. Not to mention that Ushio herself was acting out of character prior to her death. Her death was chalked up as an accident, but Shinpei soon finds out that things aren't as simple as they appear. Being called shadows, doppelgangers of real people are killing the people and now trying to take their places. Shinpei is also killed by a shadow afterwards, but he wakes up again on his first day on the island, inside the ship he came in. So Summertime Render is rather different from your usual shonen anime, but it follows a lot of same tropes, namely stuff like saving a friend, MC being weak in the beginning and stuff like that. But still it is different. I can't really place it because I have seen stories like this before, yet this anime really hooks you in. It is a joy to watch this and it is beautifully paced as well. I love the setting of the summertime especially. The small island setting works surprisingly well in the anime like this. It works specifically because everyone knows everyone on the island because of the limited population. We have seen plots similar to this, but again, the setting makes the plot very different. The plot is paced really well, and as I said, I love that the series doesn't overstay its welcome and ends very timely. Summertime Rendering is filled with lovable and relatable characters. The calm and collected Shinpei, the cheerful and headstrong Ushio, and numerous other characters who act and talk in a believable manner. There's always a reason behind everything that the characters say and do. As a story that indirectly asks the viewers and readers to pay attention to every piece of information and try to solve the crime at hand, these kind of subtle character interactions and developments play a huge role in what makes the story so engaging. Not only that, but the fact that most of them are so lovable and relatable is also a huge reason why the viewers will find themselves caring and rooting for these characters. Without realizing it, they are already invested with the characters and want the best for them, and will feel bad when they face unimaginable hardship. And without a doubt, there will be tons of difficult moments throughout the series. Summertime Rendering's visuals are reminiscent of anime films. OLM has worked on massive anime adaptations like Komi Can't Communicate, Berserk 1997 and Pokemon, as one would expect from a company that has produced iconic films like Ni no Kuni, A Letter to Momo and innumerable Pokemon movies. The anime's background is full of ocean backdrops, lush sceneries and rural structures, having it set on Hitogashima Island. OLM has done an excellent job on framing and detailing the anime, not to mention the design of the characters and the anime eyes in particular. The studio's use of color gradients makes it visually appealing. Aside from that, the color palette of Summertime Rendering is both warm and calm at the same time. Do not be deceived by Summertime Rendering's soothing aesthetics. If you grow used to watching the anime's lovable landscape and background sequences, you are in for some nasty surprises. In the first half of the anime, Summertime Rendering feels like a breath of fresh air. However, as viewers immerse themselves in the anime story, they will discover a show full of dismal vibes, regret, grief, longing and sadness. And that's not end of it. Brutal violence, sickness and murder will greet viewers towards the end of the anime. The anime's dramatic tone shift will be difficult for average anime viewers to grasp. Summertime Rendering is not an anime for novices, as it combines several genres into a single story. Despite this, it is the anime's strong point and it has served the viewers very well. Following the story of summertime rendering is like peeling the layers of onion. Whenever you think that you finally arrive at the core, there's something else waiting. The closer you are to the center, the blurrier everything will get, and you won't even know what truly lies ahead. The story of the summertime rendering will keep viewers guessing from start to finish, forcing them to pick a side and form a hypothesis in one part of the story, only for it to be shattered when something else comes to light. Not only that, but summertime rendering will also feature multiple cases of mistaken identities. There will come a time when viewers won't be even sure who or what to believe because everyone seems so innocent. And yet they are also involved in one or another way in the tragedy that will befall the islands of Awajishima. There are a lot more things that can be said about summertime rendering. But if you are truly interested in watching the anime adaptation, then it would be best for you to experience all of those great things yourself. Because summertime rendering is definitely one of the most exciting anime of this year. I waited for a show like summertime rendering for a long time. The anime graveyard is full of examples of this sort of anime series that flew too close to the sun and plummeted back to the earth. Simply put, the story that is shown in this anime is damn difficult to pull off. Shortcuts and lazy writing dooms any chance of success. There are none of those here, just rock solid writing and superb execution. I will be always waiting anxiously to hear what Watanabe Sensei's next project is, but the same applies to Tanaka. I hope that summertime render isn't the last time we see his work make their way to anime. What are your thoughts about summertime rendering and this video? Let me know your thoughts and let me know your reviews about this anime in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, then check out my other reviews over here. And that's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this review, then definitely check out my other videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. And that's it, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.